Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay, it's all right, my friend. Bad times don't last forever because after every storm, there is a rainbow, a pot of gold, light at the end of the tunnel, whatever you guys prefer. But I just want you to always remember, we always have to cherish the bad days because those days had helped us to get to the days that we want to cherish the most. Okay? Okay. Hey, y'all. Hope y'all are feeling amazing and doing amazing as always. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend, because, we all have our moments, but we're going to get it together. Cheers to the last Wednesday of the month. Like, we made it, y'all. We finally made it to the end of April, and I love when we make it to the end of the week. And I'm so glad that we're able to be able to celebrate the end of the month, this last Wednesday of the month, because if you're new here, I have a series called Wellness 101 Lessons, and today it's the last Wednesday of the month, and I dedicate the last Wednesday of the month to just recap, do a little bit of how I want to put it, a little bit of check-in, a little recap of how the month has how the month have impacted us mentally, physically, emotionally, but mostly wellness. Like, how has it impacted our wellness? And then also too, going back to me being a Morgan State University student. At Morgan, they have days that are dedicated to wellness days, giving the students and the staff, but mainly students, the opportunity to digress, get themselves together, do things to focus on their mental health, and don't worry about anything dealing with work, academics, or things like that. Just taking the time for you to really focus on what you need to do for your wellness, whatever you want to do, sleep, eat, jog, whatever. Just having that moment of appreciating yourself, but let alone you're learning something at the end of the day, because you're learning what's for you and what's not for you. And as a student that attends Morgan State, I thought it was really cool, and that's how the idea came from me, as well as when I had a health scare, and I was like, sometimes we be like, we don't need to go to doctors, but sometimes the minor things can be major things. And that was a situation for me, and it impacted me a lot, especially with my well-being, because it was like, who would have thought I would be in this situation, and who would have thought that this could happen, and this is for real? Especially, I would never thought that would happen to me. But like they say, health is wealth, as well as your wellness. So yeah. So wellness 101 lessons is a very important big deal, especially within this series, a series as well. I just love everything about Wellness 101s, those lessons, because not only am I teaching you guys, but I'm also learning as I go. Because also too, as a coach, you're learning from your players. As a team leader, you're learning from your team members. So we're learning as we go. And as a person, that have high titles, you still learning, because you learn something every day. We're human. We're learning a lot of new things that we never thought that we would learn, and never think that we ever would sit there and listen to, and things like that. So, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, hey y'all, what's up, what's poppin'? If you're watching on YouTube and y'all see me with these glasses on, let me tell you a little something. My eyes do hurt a little bit, because here in my city, in Baltimore, the pollen is on 10. Forget 10, it's on 100. And I was outside. I had went to a convention or whatever, handling some business and stuff. To walk outside, it wasn't it. And plus, y'all, got my lashes done again, because I was looking through the videos, and it was so funny how I remember one video, y'all, my lashes was halfway off. And I was like, why would I do this to myself? But sometimes we have to show them ugly days, because like I always said, like when I started vibing with Eve, recording it, letting y'all see my face, I was always like, I do not want people to see how I look, but they say like in your natural habitat, quote unquote. But I was like, that day I had to get this, I had to get it out. I had to get the vibe out. I had to get the vibe of the day out for y'all. If not, I was going to get some calls and some DMs and stuff, but I was like, bro, my lashes are halfway off, but we're going to get this done. And I was looking at it the other day, and I was just like, why would I do this to myself? But it is what it is, y'all. So I'm just glad that you guys, still watched it and listened to it and everything like that, because y'all, I was looking at the video and I was like, why would I do this to myself? Like, literally. And if you also watching the video and y'all see me rubbing my eyebrow, apparently I got a pimple, a little tiny pimple right there at the end of my left eyebrow. And I don't know how. I think because, like when you get your eyebrows arched, waxed and all that stuff, waxed, threaded, all that good stuff, it just be like, I don't know. I really don't know. So I digress, y'all. But today is Wellness 101 lesson. So this series is all about wellness. And I just gave y'all a little background about it. And I hope you guys enjoy, because this series had made a year and 4 months, which is super dope. I'm so excited about that. No, it made a year and 2 months. Sorry. For a year and 4 months, that's like, I believe that is for June. Yes. So we are almost there. Speaking about June, y'all, I'll give y'all a little bit of updates. The podcast is turning 2 years old soon, very, very soon. Let me see if I can check it on my countdown on my iPad. We are about to be 2 years old, which is such. Oh man, my iPad about to die. So I gotta make this fast. But y'all, it's going so fast. I'm super excited. But I'm also thinking of some ideas to do for the podcast, because I don't know what I want to do for it. Like when it turns 2 years old. Because like when I did the new logo, if you guys follow it on Instagram, when I did the new logo and you see it in the background, when I did the new logo, y'all, I was just like, okay, what? I have to do something that impacts me, but also in a different light. So let's see, y'all. I'm on the podcast page now. This is what it looks like. I'm going to show y'all. This is the podcast page. Y'all go tune in, follow. And another thing, y'all, summertime is rolling around, and I am in that mindset, in that mode, in that grind of let's connect. Let's network. Let's get this together. I'm super excited. I'm ready for it. I'm anxious. If you know somebody that has a business or know somebody that just want to talk about topics that impacts wellness and education, come holler at me. Fill out the form and let's get it done. I'm also going to try to do Zoom, because I know sometimes people cannot be able to come in person, and I get that. So I'm going to try to do the Zoom and we get it on from there. So we are a month and 16 days away from us turning 2 years old, which is so super dope, because like it's so funny. I think about it, it's like I never thought that I would stay consistent with this. And the reason why I say I never thought I could be consistent is because I was just doing this for fun. Like, this was for fun, just talking just to talk. And then when I found my niche, I was like, okay, this is for me. This is totally for me. Y'all, I also have a podcast email, so like I'm just looking through that stuff. And let me see. Yo, I'm just looking through that. I know it's kind of crazy. Like, why are you doing this? And let's see. Because I see some forms y'all I've been seeing, and I will be having some guests. Let's hop into that one too. So yes, so the podcast will turn 2 years within a month and 16 days. A month and 16 days. I'm super excited. I'm thinking of a master plan, really, to see what I could do to just pop out or whatever. I have some tricks up my sleeve, but I might have to, one plan, I might have to put like a little back. Gotta be like how like when you order stuff and shipment is on back order. That one might be on back order, like literally, because what I want to do and how I want to do it is given like back order. So, but I'm really thinking of doing something really creative, really fun, and something that impacts me, and also within like how has the podcast impacted me, especially within graduating. What's so crazy is I customized a stole for graduation, and I put Vibing with E on there because, give y'all a little background story about that. Vibing with E, I did that in the process of me about to enter the School of Social Work at Morgan State University. So not only is this a major milestone for, making it 2 years, but it's also a major milestone because in the process of me preparing to be a social worker, I also was doing the podcasting. So that's a big accomplishment I have, not only, graduating with high honors and things like that, but being able to start a business while in school is the hardest things ever. I'm a part of an organization called Love Yours, and I remember when my first day joining them, I was super nervous, and my podcast was super fresh. Like, my podcast, I think, was like, I joined in September. I think my podcast was like 3 months old, going on 4 months. I think it was September or October. No, it was September, y'all. So the podcast was going on. No, it did just turn 3 months. 3 months old. And the organization focused on beauty, business, entrepreneurship, things like that. And like I said to you, as a person that has a podcast, you rarely hear people that talk about podcasting. And I'll never forget when I showcased the podcast and put it out there. People was like, some people gonna look at you like, what the hell, a podcast? Like, what the hell is that? Why you do that? And some people's like, oh, for real, that's super dope. Because, usually when a business is like that, especially as a female like me that attends HBCU, you would expect a female to, do nails, do hair, do makeup, do lashes, do eyebrows, stuff like that. You wouldn't maybe even do clothes, cook and bake here and there, but mainly do hair, do nails, lashes, all that. So me being the only female that stood out in the program the organization within having a podcast, it was super dope. And it's still a learning process because people will still be like, what's the purpose? But one thing I have learned so far within getting this far within the podcast is like, you never know who's watching, and you never know how much of a big impact you can put on someone. And like I say all the time, if I cannot help a lot of people, as long as I'm helping one person, that's all that matters to me. Because at times, it takes a lot out of a person to learn and to even want to be comfortable with a person. Trust me, I know. Especially as a person, too, that loves to work with children and whose main focus and desire is to work with the population of children. I get it. Even children take a minute to adapt to you. Like the children that I hold dear in my heart, it took them a little while for them to adapt to me. And then before you know it, like, I had them as my own. So not only just with people, but businesses too. It takes people a long time to adapt to who you are, what you're about, and why you do the things you do. So I will say, like, I've been getting some recognition behind Vibing with Ed. And as always, I thank you all so very much for taking the time out of your busy days to watch me, listen to me, follow me on Instagram, like a picture, video, comment, subscribe, whatever. I just thank y'all so very much. And I say it all the time. If you're new here, thank you for even taking the time out of your day to try to figure out who I am. Hopefully you stick around. To the OGs too, I thank you for being here for so long. And to the guests that have been on here, I appreciate you. To the guest that is about to come on here too, y'all, I have some guests lined up. So far, I think we have like 4 guest appearances, I think. For May, I think I'm going to do 2 or 3. But June, I don't know, y'all. I think maybe for May, we might have 4. But I might have 4 for this one too, due to the fact that it's May. But I don't know. But I think I'm probably going to keep it to 3. And then June, July, my birthday month. So June for the anniversary, turn 2 years old, and maybe for my birthday I might have 2 or 3 interviews. I don't know, but so far, y'all, it's been jumping. Like, I've been getting y'all guys forms on the iPad. Like I said, I will soon be doing Zoom too. So if you guys are like from all over or whatever, you just want to chop it up with me, we can do a Zoom. And I love the fact about Zoom, you can record it and the audio is recorded too. So I won't have any problems. It'll be super dope. So I'm learning this stuff too. And another little fun fact I want to say too, when I started this going on almost 2 years ago, I didn't know nothing about podcasting. All I thought it was you just talk, about whatever, and then, that's it. But you gotta have I want to say perfect, you're gonna have the good soundboard, a good mic and everything like that. So it was a whole process within this journey, but the journey is most definitely worth it. And if it's one thing I can tell someone that I learned myself is keep going. Don't let anyone or anything make you feel like it's pointless, because baby, at the end of the day, you don't know how far your business can take you. So do it and don't feel discouraged. It's worth it. Don't pay attention to the numbers. Just pay attention to how much growth you're making. And then recognition, y'all. That's one thing too that is so crazy that people are recognizing it. And I cannot wait to share the exciting news that I have with y'all soon about recognition, especially with the podcast. And I probably gave y'all a little hint on it. I'm gonna just see if y'all can catch on to it about the podcast or whatever. But if not, it's okay. But yes, y'all, overall, I just thank y'all so very much for taking the time out y'all busy days to even listen or watch me. Even if y'all don't watch or listen to me on the day it drops, long as you're listening to whatever episodes or new, old, or you just here for the series of wellness days, the series for vibing out with guests, or just the regular smuggler vibe out vibe of the day, Overall, I just really, really appreciate y'all, because I know how it is. Like, sometimes life be life, and sometimes we really cannot do the things we want to do, listen to what we want to listen to, and do the things we want to do, etc., etc. So as I say always, I thank you guys so very much. The newcomers, the OGs, whatever. I thank y'all so much, because it means a lot to me. And I have not been checking the numbers lately. So, because school is like coming to an end, and I have to wrap up everything. And I just was like, and sometimes within the process of me pushing and pulling, because y'all, I just did a 16-page paper on child abuse and neglect, and that paper is required, like, impacts my grade to graduate, and I got a 172 out of 180. I was so proud of myself. I was so shocked. I couldn't really cry how I wanted to, because it was so shocking. And I have the bulletin board, y'all. It's like right over there. It's so big, I don't even want to show you. I wish I could show y'all, but I can't even show y'all because it's so big. Like, it's bigger than the backdrop. That is wider. Let me say that. But I was just so shocked. If you follow the Instagram page, you'll see it. But if you're going to follow it, you will see me at my school symposium not talking about it, but having the pictures there. But in the bio, not the bio, the description, explaining and giving y'all an understanding of what it is. And if you're new here, I love children. That's the population that I want to deal with. And as a African American social worker in training who wants to, sorry y'all, my water fell on the floor. Like, don't y'all hate when water just fall over the floor and make the floor wet? That's what just happened. I gotta put a cap on this one too. I got a new cup, and I just put stickers all over it. But I forgot what I was trying to say. But to the people that's new here, I love children. And as an African American woman who wants to be a social worker, I would say, as a person growing up, it's not a lot of social workers that look like me. And I understand how it feels at times, especially with children. Is like, if they don't have somebody in their corner look just like them, it's like, all bets are off. But sometimes, even if you don't look like them, you have them, depending on your personality and things like that. But yes, y'all, so just little updates, I appreciate y'all. Podcast about to be 2. The semester is coming to an end. Vibing out with guests is popping. And today we're going to focus on Wellness 101. The month of May, I got some things in store, as well as June, because, like I say, semester's coming to an end. So during graduation time, y'all, I should be like, before and after graduation, I feel like I'm be sticking, just moving and grooving more. But I really feel like summertime, I really want to get it popping, especially for June, because that's impacting Vibing with E. I got to pop out a show for 2 years. And many, many more to go, because we just hit 100 episodes. So that was even dope. And I'm like, wow. And I'm real big on supporting people in their journey, but also for yourself. Celebrate those big and small accomplishments. I don't care how big or small it is. I do not care. Celebrate it. For me, I didn't really celebrate the 100 episodes yet, because like, I had stuff going on. Like, I had papers, projects, so I really couldn't celebrate. But I did put it out there. It's 100 episodes, and that day, y'all, I was in school. So it was crazy. And it's crazy because all my classes for this semester was all on Wednesdays. And I would leave class at 5:30. So when the episode dropped, I was leaving class. So it was so crazy. But yeah, I was left class that day and I went to one of my good friend ceremony to honor her. So it was just like, oh, but I'm going to celebrate it soon. But I really want to go all out and do something nice for 2 years because that's also a good one too. So every little accomplishment I'll tell y'all, just support your friends and family on whatever accomplishment they have, but also love on yourself and also honor yourself because it's a lot. It takes a lot out of a person to do things. And then the process you have made will make you be like, wow. Even though it's so small, it impacts a big impact in my life because this is something that you wouldn't imagine you doing. Like I did not imagine me having 100 episodes. Because I was about to make a series. I was about to make a season 2. But then like certain podcasts that I listen to that I like a lot, they don't have season 2s. And if so, it's like different type of series, like mainly for guest appearance type stuff. But for my guest appearances, it's bonus series. I have it as bonus series. And then Wellness 101s, they impact as well as a part of the season because I didn't break it down yet because impacts was still like, the end of the month, whatever. But mainly, Bob and I would guess has its own little bonus series because I like bonus series. Bonus series because it's something like, a little extra on the side. So that was a lot. I know y'all probably like, that's a mouthful. That's too much. Let's get to the nitty gritty. So today is Wellness 101 lesson 14. And today's lesson is stress awareness month. This is impacted stress awareness month because April was filled with a lot of things such as like volunteering, focus on mental health a little bit, but honestly May is focused on mental health awareness and things like that. So that was a good thing, and of course I will be talking about that soon, so stay tuned for that one. And yeah, I'm so excited for that. So the reason why I did that one because that's a big issue that's going on, especially towards the end of the month and things like that. We're all going through things and we all need a little pick me up. So like I was saying, we all need a pick me up. And within this wellness episode, within stress awareness month with April, it's springtime, seasons change, especially like within the season change, like I mentioned too, like how in the winter time we go through the winter, like the blues, and the springtime is like up and down, and then summertime is like it's lit for some of us and it's not, and then fall somewhat in the middle as well. So today's topic impacting Wellness 101, the lesson, sorry, not the topic, the lesson impacting this for Wellness 101 lesson 14 is stress awareness, and it is impacting how to manage everyday stress, because this is something that's not really being talked about as much that I feel as though personally, because like I said, I'm sorry y'all, I'm chewing gum and I've been chewing it for like a minute now. And as a person that's big on mental health and wants to educate the people that are listening to me and in the future listeners that we all go through the motions, literally. Like we go through the motions, we go through things in our life. Sometimes it's things that just shoot at us that we may or may not can handle. And I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about because it happens, especially within every day. Sometimes things just happen out of the ordinary. Like I say all the time, bad times don't last forever though. But we got to know how to, manage that so we can be able to live our life, because stress sometimes happens every day and sometimes people are dealing with stress every day. So this right here is very important to talk about on how to manage it every day. Some people, do outside, like getting close with nature and things like that. So just taking the time out your day to do what you need to do for yourself, because it's very important to make sure that your health is wealth and that your wellness is there as well. Because there's been times where, for me, I feel like my wellness is not being very taken care of due to the things that I do and some things I don't do for myself. Like sometimes I might not do the best within getting good sleep, eating right, controlling my temper. Sometimes we all have those moments where the temper is going to get to us. And then sometimes it's like, it's like, how can I manage it? And then sometimes also too, being a full-time student, a full-time business owner, a full-time both student impact with the internship, working, doing little side things for working. It's a lot. It's very much a lot. And that can build up stress. Like this semester, by this being my last semester, I had built up stress every day because I was like, okay, a lot of things in my life just have, some things got to be taken away. The things that I didn't want to be taken away, especially with the money involved. But it's like, sometimes you have to make those challenges. And that was very stressful for me. And I managed it though. And you can manage it too. If I know I can do it, you can do it too. It takes time and it takes a village. So make sure them reasons are reasoning. And if you're new here, the reasons are compared to people that you call on when you know for a fact they're not going to judge you or nothing. Like they your day one A1s. The seasons are people that come in and out your life. You don't want that. And I'm learning that too with this, setting boundaries in myself, because sometimes I still have the seasonal people trying to come in, and it's messing up with how I'm viewing not just seasons, but my reasons. So we all have that, and it also impacts with the stress. So here's a little bit of background information impacting this topic within stress awareness, but managing everyday stress. If you're new here, I break down my notes in the background of the lessons and the vibes of the day within the definition, the 5 W's, and a quote with notes. And then I go off of whatever to go deep into detail and stuff like that. So I like it like that. Like I said, when I started out, I was just talking about any and everything. And sometimes the episodes were very short. Like it was 15 minutes, like a little brief summary, and then is that. So then I got comfortable. I tried 30. That was comfortable. And then I was like, okay, let's try 50. And then they've been going good until it led to an hour. And that's how it is also too with the guest appearances as well. And I might just let them go for 2 hours, but I think an hour, 50 minutes or 30 minutes should be okay. But you know, sometimes when the conversation is real good, you just can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop, never stop. But let's get into it. So the definition impacting the vibe of the day, stress awareness, managing everyday stress. Stress awareness month is a time dedicated to increase public awareness about the cause and effect of stress, while also promoting healthy ways to manage it. It's a reminder to pause, reflect, and take action towards better mental and emotional well-being. Managing everyday stress isn't about avoiding challenges, but learning how to navigate them with clarity, calm, and resilience. By understanding what stress looks like in our lives and how it impacts us, we can begin to build healthier habits and mindset that supports long-term wealth and wellness. So guys, just from that straightforward, I feel like it's straightforward. The definition is very, very straightforward. When it comes to Stress Awareness Month, I never thought that it was something serious, and that was something being, honored and helping people on. Because also I do the vibes of the day impacting, hold on y'all, make sure this is still, okay, we good. I do the vibe of the day impacting what's going on in the month. So like for April, I was preparing for May. So I'm like, okay, what's going on in May? What we going on in June? Sometimes I'll be 3 months ahead to prepare to be comfortable. So I know, okay, this is going on. And then sometimes when things are going on like in the world, that's when I talk about it with my guests, because I like to hear other people's side. Because sometimes that's what I was doing at first. Talk about a lot of things sometimes within what's going on in the world, but didn't go really deep into detail as much because I wanted to hear somebody else's side. But, I digress. We learn and we live, we learn. So the definition, I feel like, is very broad and is very important. And it goes very into detail because I never thought that they really had a month honoring Stress Awareness Month, because May is impacted with mental health. So I was thinking, that makes sense because it's to help you with your stress. And then here come the mental part come in on how to deal with your awareness and things like that. So by April being impacted on honoring Stress Awareness Month, within being a time to dedicate within public awareness, meaning it's public, is in your face. Like they're pushing it out there. These organizations, non-profit stuff, they're pushing it out there. about things that cause and affect the stress. A lot of things can cause, it's like cause and effect. There's a lot of things that cause it, and there's a lot of things that put the effect in it. And sometimes you want to make sure those effects are good and not bad, especially when it comes to stress, because sometimes dealing with stress, y'all, is not the best thing. It's so not good, especially like if you're a parent, about to become a parent, newlywed, graduate, whatever, just a human being in general. But if you wear so many hats, it's like you can get stressed very easily. Trust me, take it from a person, like I just said, how I broke it down for y'all. Stress is nothing to play about, and I always tell people all the time, get the help that you need. Do things for your wellness. Just take care of yourself, because you want to live every day like it's your birthday. I don't like saying live every day like it's your last. I just prefer to say live every day like your birthday, because, for your birthday, we go all out, go big, and we're happy most of the time. And if not, it's okay. We're going to make it shake, because, oh gosh, y'all, it gets hard. It gets very hard, and people just sometimes give up, and I don't like when people give up, because I understand how it is. Sometimes I have my moments. I'm not gonna lie. If you're new here, this content is raw and uncut. Everything I say and do is raw, and it's the truth. I'm gonna give it to you how it's supposed to be, because I don't want to sugarcoat it. Because like I say too, I never know who I can help in the future, and I never know who's watching in the future, or who's watching, listening now. So why fake the funk when I like people that stay true to themselves, as real and true to themselves, because it makes me feel like, okay, you really, stand tall on it. You bout what you're not ashamed about what you did. And, it's going to help somebody in the end. It's crazy. I had this conversation with my mom, impacting stress. I was like, I'm stressed out. So sometimes I might tweak out, and it's not to be spiteful or, ignorant. It's just that I'm just stressed. And then, I understand from her point of view, and then I didn't. So it's a big thing. That's where the reasons come in, with you talking to the reasons. People in your life that support you, understand you. And of course, it's vice versa. If you're not doing the same thing for them, it's like, that's not good. So I'm really big on returning the favors, but in any way I can. Because you never know who you need. And the people that you call your reasons are very, very important, because they're the ones that's going to help you within managing your stress. Especially every day too. They can help you talking on the phone, whatever. Being able to have somebody in your corner, or a group of people in your corner, to help you navigate through life itself, within all your troubles and stuff, is very important and is very needed. Because being able to have that moment to pause and reflect on life, especially by yourself or with others, is a very big important thing. Because it helps not only with your mental, but emotions as well. Because emotions run deep and emotions runs high. Especially as women. As women, sometimes our emotions take the best out of us. And, sometimes be like, I need to chill out. Dudes be like, need to chill out, you need to get it together. But it just happens. Sometimes it's normal. But being able to manage it, we can't avoid the challenges. We got to work through them challenges. Sometimes we have challenges in our life, and it's like, why am I doing this? And why is this happening to me? But like I say too, like the bad days, challenges are a good thing too, because you never know how good you can be under pressure, or what you can do, what you cannot do. But challenge is going to challenge you to see what your strength is and what your weakness is. And within the stress too, it helps you manage that. So you don't want to avoid the challenges, but try to work on it. See what you can do and how can this help you. As well as like going back to, because I'm breaking it down now, y'all, the definition on learning how to navigate, clarify, calm, and be resilient. That's a lot as a person. It takes a long time. It's not going to happen overnight. But when you do the breathe in, breathe out, be around beautiful people, and just be able to take accountability of things for yourself, is so amazing. But also just understanding what your stress is and how it's like for you, impacting your life and others around you. Once you come to agreement, you help each other out, or you help yourself, or somebody help you, whatever, it will build a better, healthy relationship for you and the people around you, and vice versa. So take the time on doing for you, committing to others if so, and just being able to take on challenges that come your way. But also be able to deal with the challenges that come your way, but also know that, this is for a moment, it's not going to last forever. Because, stress comes and it goes. So, who is impacted? Within this question, if you're new here, everything that I do within the who is basically ties into everyone, from children on up, because we all go through things in life. And at times, y'all, I have to monitor myself for not cursing, because, sometimes that's not good for the children. So, sometimes I'll be ready to spit. I'm ready to spit, and I'll be like, what if a mom shows this to her daughter, or a dad shows this to his kid, grandma, auntie, somebody, guardian or whatever, show it and be like, oh, she was cussing on there. Like, I don't think I wanted to do that. And y'all, I have not took this gum out yet, and I'm so sorry, because it's like, I don't know, I just need some like sweet, help me, I don't know. But let's get back to seriousness. So everything impacted with the wellness part, guys. Well, everything impacting the question who, it impacts everyone. It impacts everyone, from children to adults. That's how I am. I try to impact everyone because we all go through things. Everybody goes through. Sorry, y'all. I had to drink some water because I was getting out of breath. We all go through things, even children on up. Like I said, too, as a person that wants to be a social worker working with children, they have stress too, especially when, as a person like me growing up, and I would hear people say, sometimes my parents would say, what are you stressing for? You're a child. You know, you're good. Stress about keeping good grades is another thing. Trying to make friends, that's very stressful too. Just trying to be a normal child is very stressful, because especially when you don't know what normal is. So that's a big thing too. So everyone's impacted with stress. Our children is, us as adults, like pre-adults, teenagers, adolescents, younger adults, older adults, the elderly, even our pets have stress. Sometimes they even have to take anxiety pills. So everyone is stressed out. Everyone. So with the who, it impacts everyone. So who is impacted by stress awareness, and how can it manage within their everyday stress? So everyone experiences stress. No one is like immune to it. Like, everyone is impacted with it. From busy professions and overwhelmed parents to students and caregivers, stress affects people from all work of life, from all work and walks of life. Even those who seem composed on the outside may be carrying hidden pressure. Stress doesn't discriminate by age, gender, or lifestyle. It can also impact those facing big transformations, uncertain situations, or demanding schedules. Recognizing who is important as well as who is impacted helps us realize we're not alone in how we feel. Awareness opens the doors to empathy, support, and healthy choices. So one sentence that really just hit the number, like hit it right there for me, and I feel like somebody probably already know when I listen to it, is, and it probably hit them too, is stress does not discriminate age, gender, or lifestyle. Like I said, age from little kids on up, even to our pets, everybody from all different ages, backgrounds, genders, and lifestyle is impacted by stress within any time, any place of the day. Anytime, any place of the day. Any time of the day, month, weeks. Everyone's impacted by it. And it's something so serious that at times it takes the best out of us. It takes control of us. And that's why it's important for us as a community to come together to help those that are going through it. Don't get me wrong now. Some of us are able to handle our stress on different ways that many others may not. But that's why it's best and it's important for us to teach each other, because you never know what may help in the long run. It might not help right now, but they can save it, in the back of what they say, hard drive, whatever, and they come back to it and be like, it can help them in the future, as well as like resources. Like, you might not need this resource now, but you never know if you may need it in the future. So networking and things like that. So that sentence really hit the number, and overall said a little bit of who's impacted by it. So stress doesn't discriminate at age, race, gender, lifestyle, none of that, because we all go through it. We're human. We go through things in life. Sometimes stuff happens and we cannot control it, but it's best for us to understand that you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this. We all are going through something in our life that's so major that sometimes we faces problems that can impact us. But those facing these problems, sometimes there's transformation, uncertain situations, or demanding schedules we have at times. It can make or break us, especially when we have to have a routine on to how to handle it, and as well as recognizing who is impacted by this and who can help us with this. Because along the way, you never know, you may be able to help someone as well. Like I say, even though I cannot see you physically, I'm helping you remotely, and I hope I'm helping you in some type of way, because you never know. And I love how social media plays a big part within things impacting like mental health, because you never know, a stranger can really help you within things and you might not see them. That sometimes if you don't have reasons in your life to help you, reasons equals the people that are your A1 day ones, and I get it. So it's important, to understand that everyone experiences stress. It doesn't discriminate age, gender, lifestyle. We all go through it. It helps us in the long run. We all go through it. Parents, teachers, staff, everybody who has certain titles, we all go through it. No matter the circumstances, what's going on, we all go through it in our own type of shape and form. And sometimes it's like we just have to realize, like, we have to understand who we are, as well as realize who the people that are willing to help us and stay by our side. So what is stress and its effect? Well, there's number 2. Stress is the body's natural reaction to demands or preference threats. It's in small amounts, it can push up to focus or meet deadlines. But when it becomes core, like circle to the core, it takes a serious toll. It can show up as anxiety, frightened, irritable, sleeplessness, or even physical pain. Long-term stress also weakens the immune system and impacts our emotional stability. Learning how to identify stress is the first step towards managing it. Once we know what it is and what it looks like, as well as what it feels like in our lives, we can respond instead of reacting. Managing stress brings more peace, clarity, and balance into our daily lives. So a few sentences hit me, especially when it comes to not only like, is it mental, it's physical. Stress comes from it's natural. It's a natural part of the body. It's a natural reaction that we get. And it's a natural feeling that happens. Like, I'm just so stressed out. I can't do it. I don't know what to do. If I feel like I do this, I'm going to scream, I'm going to holler. We all go through these things. And that's why it's important for us to know what it is and know how to handle our stress. At times it takes forever. Take it from a person that went to counseling and needs to go back. They need to go back to counseling. I say this, and I'm going to say this as blunt as I can. Don't ever be afraid to go talk to somebody. I don't care how much of a big baller shot caller, I don't care about pride, none of that. If you know something in your life is not going right, and you know that every time you're talking and things like that, somebody's getting ticked off, my friend, I need you to go see someone. I need you to do something before it hurts you and the ones that you love in the long run. Because at the end of the day, we understand stress comes and it goes. But if it keeps going and going and going on and on and on and on, like a record player, even when it scratch up, this stretch up, the record little stretch up, still get the help you need. Getting help, as a person that did it in her process of being in college, it helped me in the long run. Being able to just sit with someone that is certified with a school for learning all these parts of the brain and all these big terminology, y'all. When I had my therapist, my counselor, I was like, oh, that's what that means. That's what that is. Just being able to help me navigate and know what is affecting me to have this stress. Like, what is the stress and why is it affecting me? So being able just to have someone there to help you identify and break those barriers is a blessing, because it takes a serious toll on your body, and you don't want your stress to take over you. Because even though sometimes people have to do things that they don't want to do, sometimes you have to go out in nature to calm down, lay down, medication, whatever. But sometimes with medication, as a person that's real big on, have to be careful. Don't try to, do too much. Because I understand how it is. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. But sometimes you have to do things what's best for you. Especially when it comes to your mental health, as well as mainly the wellness. So when it comes to stress, it does a lot to the body. Stress does a lot to the body. And it can affect you in so many ways, especially when it comes to it taking a serious toll on you, as well as it showing up as anxiety, frightened, irritated, irreplaceable, having sleepless nights, or even being physically stressed. Like, I'm just so stressed out, like I can't walk. I got a headache. You get a headache easily. Stressing out, screaming, hooping, hollering, that's an easy boom, migraine, headache, whatever. Like pain, brain, boom and pound. Take it from me. And I know people too that's going to be able to tell you. It's like I always, every wellness, well, every vibe of the day that I have impacting vibing out with guests, I ask them about their wellness because and their mental health, because within any profession or field, what they do and who they are, everybody goes through things, and we all have feelings, and they all are different types of feelings, especially within that certain time point of our life. Like right now, I could be on cloud 9, and some of my listeners could probably be like on cloud 0, you know. So that's why sometimes, as a person like me, I'm big on, I'm not really big on glorifying everything as well as showcasing everything. My main goal is to help you as much as I can. And, even if I don't know you, I'm going to try. But sometimes, you got to learn your battles, pick your battles, stuff like that. So within stress, it can do a lot to the body. It can affect you in so many ways. It can do a lot of things, y'all. My light just turned off on me, which is kind of crazy. Is it dying? Yes, it's dying, y'all, but it's okay. It was hurting my eyes just a tad bit anyway. So, as long as y'all can still see me, that's all that matters. I'm trying to think when the last time I had it on. Anyway, it don't even matter because it was stressing my eyes out. And that's one big issue that I have is when I do read and stuff, the glasses hurt. So when it hurts my eyes. That's why I have to wear my glasses. So when it comes to stress, what is it? And it affects plain and simple as well. Like, we have to learn to identify what stresses us out and what is stress and what is the things that causes stress as well. So number 3, when should we manage stress? I feel like when you feel the moments of you feeling like it's coming to you, you should be able to you should be able to know when to catch it. When a ball comes towards you and you see how good, like a good angle and 95 degrees and all that, when it's like, boom, I caught it and this is for me. Sometimes we have days where, like, I don't know how to catch it. It's going to hit me, or I just want it to hit me. So I feel like once we feel that type of nerve, that feeling, that pain, that's when we should know when to handle it and how to handle it. So when should we manage stress? As soon as it happens. But I didn't even see this off my notes, y'all. I'm just saying it from off the dome. As soon as it happens, when you feel, manage stress as soon as possible. Manage it and incorporate it in your self-care plan because it's needed. Stress should be managed as soon as it arrives. Point blank and simple. Not just when it reaches a breaking point. That's a big thing that I had to deal with. Like, I would be so stressed out. I'm like, I can't do it. Till I had a breaking point that led me to go to counseling. You see the difference, y'all? You see the comparison and how it's like making sense now? Sometimes when like, this is my breaking point. This is my end. I'm at my ill will. I'm at my ends. I can't keep doing this. I got to stop it before it keeps fighting me. I'm not going to let this win. I'm not going to let this situation beat me. I'm going to beat it before it try to get me. And that's how I felt. And as a person that is so big on now, comfortable, willing to take that chance on telling people how it is, because I know the feeling. And I've heard of people my age, going to school and stuff, be like, I'm so tired, I can't do it. But I always say, you got to push. But you also, too, got to catch it while you can. Don't wait until it's like, I'm at my ill will, like, like, I can't do this. So you have, like, a point where, like, you do something that's dangerous. And you don't want to do that. So I tell people all the time, you stressed out stuff, go talk to somebody. Do something that needs to help you release some steam. It's so crazy because me and my friends and I was talking about earlier, like on TikTok, when they used to write down your feelings and stuff on a plate and throw it in the river or break it or whatever. So sometimes you got to do things that will help you. You got to catch it before it catch you. So stress should be managed as soon as it arrives, not just when it reaches a breaking point. Tuning into early signs like restlessness, overwhelmed, or low patience can help present burnout. Building small, regular habits like journaling, deep breaths, or taking breaks, creating resentment over time. It's important to check in with yourself often and realize when your energy is off. Don't wait until you're exhausted. Prevention is key. Stress management isn't just for hard times, it's a wellness tool for everyday living. The earlier you address it, the easier, it becomes to handle. I feel like that's point blank simple. Point blank simple. It gets to the point like stress is something that should be as soon as it arrives, like how the sun rises, as soon as you know it's coming, check yourself. You need to check yourself. That 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes you need to take, I'm big on it. Take the time to get yourself together. As well as journaling, writing down your feelings, also doing like video diaries. Sometimes I do video diaries. Nobody has seen them because I keep them to myself. I keep those moments because like sometimes I'll be like, if I'm having a bad day, a good day, or whatever, or I just need to record my thoughts to hear myself out loud, do it. Also, nature, like going back to last week's episode, getting connected with nature, just having those nature walks and things like that, doing it with people you love as well is very important. So, handle your stress as soon as it arrives. Do it so it won't take over you. Do it until you know, okay, it's coming. I need to woosah. Don't do it like I did. Wait until it kept going. And then I had my breaking point, like it was affecting me within school and then working. And it's a point where even affecting me wanting to record and even give y'all jewels. So do it fast as possible. Do as soon as you feel the urge, the bone, the shake, the twist, the twirl arise in your body, or that thought, that trigger thought or whatever. Right then and there, do what is needed for you, because if not, you're going to explode. Do it. Take it from me. Because the early signs of, being sleepy, being overwhelmed, stressed out, cursing, lash out, mainly overall not being yourself. If you're not in your right headspace, that's where the stress comes in. And sometimes, trust me, I've had moments in my life, even when I was on break, I just couldn't take it no more due to certain things or certain karma stuff that just, I felt like an airhead, like about to explode. So handle and take care of your stress right away. Right as it arrives, do it. The early signs, being tired, overwhelmed, low pressure, overall not being yourself, as well as with the burnout. Don't even want to do nothing. Building little steps to help you. Small steps like just the journaling, the deep breaths, and even taking breaks, as well as just connecting with nature is a good one. Having those check-ins with yourself, the mirror conversations, like you gotta do these things to help you with your energy. But don't wait until it exhale on you. Don't wait until Don't wait until it exhausts you, because you have to exhale from all of it. Let it go when you know you need to let it go, because patience is the key. And being able to have the stress management, being able to deal with stress management, it's not easy. It's just, it's just hard. Sometimes we have those hard times, and that's why wellness is a tool that we need to live by every day. And the earlier you address it, the earlier you address it, the easy it become for you to be able to handle all things going on in your life, from your physical, your mental, your wellness, emotional, spiritual well-being. Okay. Number 4, we almost done, y'all. Where does stress show up? I'm going to tell you, stress will pop up in your life in places sometimes that you least expected. Stress sometimes will come around like holidays, preparing for new chapters in your life, relationships, families. It just impacts in your life when things are taking a turn or you're about to do something. And I always say to myself, like, look, I need to pray, create a blueprint, manifestation, everything, so I will not have these problems. Sometimes, things happen, but you got to put the work in first before you make these wishes. Like, the genie in the bottles. Like, you got to really put yourself out there, do a little bit of work before you can say, all right, this is what I want, this is what I need. But you got to put your best foot forward. So stress can appear in every area of your life, like every area, your personal, your professional, any part of your life. It happens all over. Basically, like I said, like even important parts in your life. So stress can appear in every area of life. Work, at home, relationships, or even in your own mind. It can arise from tight schedules, expectations, conflict, or interaction pressures to be perfect. Sometimes it show up physical in headaches, tension, or fidget frustration. Other times it manifests and mainly is impacted with emotions through anxiety, irritation, or feeling disconnected. It can even come from digital overloading, like constantly looking at your notifications or scrolling. Realizing where your stress is coming from helps you set boundaries and make room for rest. Make room for rest. Awareness of your strength triggers is key to creating a healthier environment for your mind and body. Now, one thing that really woke me up too is crazy is social media. Social media can stress you out. I'm going to tell you, as a person that's from Baltimore, when I used to look online and just hear about all the shooting and stuff, it just made me just like, this is really happening. And it would have me to have fear in my heart. Like, do I even want to go outside? It's going outside even for me. Do I need to go out? I just had all these questions and what ifs and stuff. That stressed me out and that made me get headaches. Working, having 2 jobs, going to school, I was ready to crash out. Like the kids love to say, crash out. The children, kids, the baby goat. Sorry, y'all. Children love the word crash out. I'd be like, I was about to crack. Work can have you like, this is not what it is. Because sometimes most of the time, you want to come to work and you want to be able to, enjoy your work. You want to be able to enjoy what you do for a living or what you're doing for the moment. But sometimes it don't be like that. Home life can stress you out too, especially if you have people living in your house or you're trying to move or whatever situation you have going on. Home life can stress you out. Relationships, like I mentioned, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. I don't discriminate. Love is love. It's beautiful. I'm all here for it. That can stress you out too, especially if you have a lot of things in your life. Like if you're working, going to school, raising a family, or wanting to contribute to a business and things like that. Sometimes relationships can maybe take a toll and it may stress not only you, but your partner out. Like I said, love is love. I'm here for it and I love everything about it. Even in your own mind, sometimes we create things in our mind, like the scenarios, and it stresses us out. From even having the tight schedules, from us being so busybodies and not making the moment, having to make, how I want to say it, making boundaries, because that's another thing too, impacting with tight schedule. If you don't make boundaries for yourself, that's where the tight schedule comes. It's never going to stop. Expectations, expecting to receive all praise from people and stuff, sometimes it's not going to happen. And then getting acceptance, being accepted by this person. Even our children deal with it. I've seen it firsthand, like having to do this to be fitting in with this person and then trying to get praise. And I get it. And I once was that type of kid that expected, give me a little bit of grace. Like, I'm doing what I have to do and you're doing this to me. But sometimes it don't happen. Conflict, getting yourself into anything that can cause you to really be like, did I really just sit here and cause this to happen to me? Conflict is a big one. As well as pressure to be perfect. Always trying to be a perfectionist. It's not going to happen, my guy. My friend, it's not going to happen. Sometimes things is not just for you. Even within school, y'all, I learned, like I mentioned a few episodes back, I had that mindset of C's get degrees because I'm going to get it regardless. Because at that moment of time, I was like, they're not looking at this. But then I looked up, I was like, dang, that could impact me for my master's. I had to have a good GPA so I could do it in a year. So sometimes you think about things and be like, dang, perfectionist. Because I was like, I'm not trying to do that. But then now I'm like, I got to do what I got to do. But I'm going to make sure I'm doing it and I'm doing it right to hit the points. As well as sometimes, like I mentioned to earlier, it will show up physically. Within the headaches, the tensions, the fidgeting, shaking your hands, tapping, leg shaking, itching, cracking, all that's impacting it. And then also within your emotions, the anxiety, feeling disconnected, things like that, it's real. Even social media, they said, is impacted too. Like within checking notifications and then whatever, it's stressful. You keep checking. And then when you realize where your stress comes from, set them boundaries for yourself so you can make room for rest and make room for, I don't need this no more. I don't need no more conflict. I don't need this in my life. I need to focus on me. Focus on you, my friends. If nothing you learned from this, I want you to take this message with you. Do what's for you and do it now. Don't wait till you be like, I'm at my breaking point. Do it now, because you never know. Lastly, why. The why always summarize everything. Like, it gives off the cherry on top. Why is it important to talk about stress? I feel like it's important because we all go through it and everybody needs help. You don't know how much a person can help you as much as you can help someone in the future, as well as our children. Even you can help the older adults, and the older adults can help you, younger adults. We all can help each other. Even, I don't care what your gender identification is, your age, nothing. We can help each other. We can. So talking about stress helps remove shame and create space for growth and support. That's so dope right there. Just being able to talk about stress, it helps remove the shame that we have as human beings. And it creates a safe space for us for growth. That takes a lot out of a person to even be able to sit and be like, look, I need I need to get myself together. So talking about stress helps remove shame. So stop being ashamed, because we all go through it. And creating space for us to grow and to have support. Let me help you and you help me. It's a human experience, not a weakness. And ignoring is only allowed. Ignoring it only allows it to build up more. Like when you build up stuff within your drain, it gets submerged. It gets worse and it busts. When we open up about what we're feeling, we invite others to do the same. Once you take that stand and you become a change, and you know what's so dope within the movies, and I've seen it happen when I was a little girl, like being that person that's able to be the first one that's not afraid to, take on a challenge, be the first one to lead. And I had moments in my life where I became a leader I never even knew. So being able just to take that forefront, to stand up and be the one to show out and help someone is very important. So when we open up about what we're feeling, we invite others to do the same. So I'm starting something, I'm leading, and I have future leaders leading behind me. Within creating a culture of care and connections, by me just being able to lead, like within the podcast, I'm leading with us within going to this new chapter or space of our life, within helping us get over and overcome our stress. And you guys are learning, and this is creating a real good culture and a good care and connection for us to come together to be able to address stress head on, giving us the tools to manage it with confidence, as well as it also empowers us to take ownership of our well-being. Because the more we understand our stress, the more we can protect our peace. Stress awareness is the first step to true wellness. And what I'm real big on is I'm protecting my peace at all costs. As a person that had those moments in her life where I felt like my peace was taken advantage of and I was being taken advantage of and being taken for granted and stuff, trust me. And I'm big on, I'm not going to let no one or any body play with me. And I'm so big, and I teach the children that too. Don't let nobody or anything play with you. Because peace is something that we all need. Peace, love, and hair grease, okay? We all need it. And it takes a village to help. And it takes a lot out of a person to be the chain that's needed to start this foundation. Trust me, when I started vibing with E, I was like, you know what? I'd love to keep talking about this. I'm just going to talk just because. But when I found out my niche is, I like education and I love to talk about wellness, especially the pandemic opened my eyes a lot because I dealt with so much stress emotions. I was so emotional. My anxiety was through the roof. I was depressed. I was so mood swings, everything. And being able to talk to people and going into a profession that helped me within learning being empathetic, compassion, but also understanding the two, and then also understanding that we all go through things and how to manage stress and how to manage burnout, and being able to sit and talk to people and doing like this, it has made me understand that we all go through things. And as we be in the change for doing this, it takes a lot out of a person, because I never know how much this by me just sitting here, you listen to me or watching me, how much I can impact you. I'm taking a chain, and I'm willing to go on these big platforms, hopefully, not hopefully, I will be on these big platforms talking to these big stars and everything, being on panels talking about things and packing this because it's serious, this is real, and we all go through it. So I'm going to leave y'all with this quote. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Think about that, y'all. And this is by Anna Lamont. Think about it. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to let y'all marinate on it. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. When I seen that quote, y'all, I was like, whew, that's deep. And I love when quotes have so many different meanings from so many different people's point of views, because it can be the same, but it's just different ways of explaining it, you know? Whew. So without further ado, y'all, I thank y'all so much for taking the time out of y'all busy day and listening to today's Wellness 101 lesson 14. I love the wellness lessons because it really impacts my wellness a lot. Because y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, before I started recording, I was about to just say, I'm going to lay down. You know, I record the day of or whatever. But I say, I make sure I'm not going to miss an episode. I missed one due to personal reasons. My health was on the line, you know, with some health troubles. But I love what I do. And I love that as more and more comfortable I am, the more and more I'm like, you know, somebody's going to be able to look back at this and maybe want to put it on one day and say, I'm going through it today. Let me see what E talking about. Let me see if E talked about this topic. Because sometimes, even with songs, y'all, I love how genres are broken up. Like, you have happy music. Even with our playlists, I got a happy playlist. I got a sad playlist. I got a lovely playlist. I got a rainy day, whatever. So, especially with me, with these topics, it's so dope because I talk about every different type of topic that I can. And when I say topics, it mainly, just imagine I'm saying vibes. So, every vibe of the day, wellness lesson, wellness 101 lesson, whatever. And I love the vibing out with guests because their topics impacts with educational wellness, and it intertwines with certain stuff that I talked about previously within either wellness 101 lessons or just within the vibe of the day. So y'all, it's just super dope. And I just love what I do now. I'm comfortable. At first I was just, you know, scared. And I want y'all to remember, be comfortable within everything you do. Be comfortable in your skin. Manage your stress. Do what you have to do. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. Sometimes you got to unplug. Sometimes you got to have those mirror conversations. Take the time to just reflect and understand who you are. But also, to just have that moment to appreciate yourself, but also give yourself grace and give yourself some praise. Take it from a person that is real big on praising her people, real big on praising whoever comes her way, strangers, everything, because we all go through stuff, and stress is something that can kill the body, because stress can do a lot to the body. And as a person that dealt with it and who is a survivor and who's still having her moments, if I could do it, you can do it. I'm here to help within anything I can do. And when I do these topics, these vibes, whatever, sometimes I might not have a good day before I record, but while I'm recording it afterwards, my mood is on a total different aspect. It's on a total different horizon. And I hope that when you're listening to me, and if you're new here, I hope it helped you. It sounds like I'm preaching a little bit, but I be like, oh, I ain't no preacher. I'm just preaching what I want y'all to understand. But as always, I hope you guys learned at least 3 or 5 things from me. I appreciate y'all time from watching me. I know y'all probably seen some little crazy stuff. Like I told y'all, I'm raw and uncut. Sometimes you might even see me doing some things that's like, what the heck? But I'm raw. I'm raw with it. You know, this is me. And as always, I appreciate you guys so much. Take the time out your day. I love you all very much. Don't forget to follow the page, the Instagram page. It will be in the description on every platform within the audio version and in the digital version. I appreciate you all so much. Please be safe out here. Love on yourself. Love on others. Be kind to one another. Manage your wellness, your emotions, your physical, emotional, spiritual well-being, and just be the best you can be. And remember, my friend, bad times don't last forever, because every storm, every storm there's a rainbow at the end, the pot of gold, Lucky Charms, light at the end of the tunnel, wherever. I love you dearly. I'm here for you. You got this. And you're dope. You that, my friend. Don't ever forget it. And you guys will hear from me next Wednesday. Bye.